Let's talk about astral projection and remote viewing. Now, I've had both of these experiences. Um, if you watched the video before this, I talked about being brought up in religion, but I later got out of religion and became more spiritual. I always had a spiritual side to me that questioned my upbringing, but I just couldn't put the words to it for the longest time until I just finally decided to venture out and just fully question my reality with no regret. And I ended up not having any regret. Nowadays, I just live more as a spiritual person, um, realizing my connection with the universe and all that. But yeah, I've had both an astral projection and remote viewing experience. In my astral projection experience, I basically went out of my body. It was almost as if my third eye opened up, and basically a portal opened up through my third eye, and I went through it while I was sleeping on the couch. I had the whole sleep paralysis thing, and woke up and couldn't move, and that's when the portal opened up through my third eye, and my soul, or my spirit, whatever you want to call it, the non-physical true essence of myself, left my body. And I went through this portal, and I ended up in this house. And this house had wooden floors. Um, Most of the lights were off in the house. I was in the hallway. It seemed like I was at the top of the stairs where this hallway connected, which led to some bedrooms, possibly a bathroom. I remember a picture being on the wall and like a lamp in the hallway next to the picture on the wall. And the lamp was on, so you can see, I could see the details, of the, of the hall and all that, the picture, the color of the wall and all that. And I basically was hovering in the air, and I looked down at my arms, and my arms were basically just like they would be if I was a person, but they were made of light. And then for some reason I thought of Casper the Friendly Ghost, and I was like, all right, I don't want that little squiggly thing, as legs, so I hope I still have normal human-like legs. And I looked down, and I had humanoid-like legs. I had human-like legs. So I was like, cool. My body basically was just like a human, just made of light. And then once I realized I was hovering, I also realized I was out of my body, which was great, because you don't really hear this in too many astral projection experiences. Like, they don't talk about, oh, I realized I was out of my body, And for me, it was kind of like I knew I was out of my body, and my body was still on the couch type of thing. So that's what I mean. Like, mine was a little different. Like, I was aware I was out of my body, but where my body was and all that. And I basically started to fly through the walls of this place. Like I said, some of the lights were off in this place. And it was pretty dark in some of the bedrooms. I mean, like, really dark, you couldn't see, but I went through the walls. I went into some of these bedrooms and through the walls and so forth, and it was a pretty cool experience. Then I ended up having my remote viewing experience, where I laid down for almost 2 hours because it just took me a long time to get into this state. But I meditated for what seemed like an eternity. And I finally started having some experiences where my consciousness basically shifted. And I left my body, but it was more like, how they describe remote viewing, where their consciousness can go and view, a remote location and all that. Well, my remote location was basically going through hyperspace, like the Star Trek ship, blasts into hyperspace, and you see all the stars blasting through the front of the window of the ship and all that. And they're just going through outer space at warp speed, or warp drive, or whatever they call it. And that basically was my consciousness. And then I ended up right in front of the Milky Way galaxy, and I could see it in vivid detail. And it was incredible. It looked just like the images on Google Images that you'd see if you Googled the Milky Way galaxy. And after the experience was over, it made me think And I came to the realization that had I went any further through the Milky Way galaxy, I probably wouldn't have come back. Because, I don't know, maybe that was the point of no return. But who knows, I could be wrong, but that's just what came to me. But, yeah, those are my experiences with remote viewing and astral projection. I really believe that everybody should have one of these experiences, if not both, and many more. So yeah, try and get into that if you can. It's great for you.